Hello everyone, my name is Prashant Modi and I'm going to 8th grade in Timothy Edwards Middle School. Today I'll be talking to you about drones. Over the last few days I've been teaching you about what they are, how they are used, how they work, and the forces they are acted upon, like roll, pitch, and yaw. Yesterday I talked to you about do's and don'ts of drones. Today I'll be talking about the applications and how each of the little parts are used, and then their limitations. And then I'm done. So let's get right into it. The applications of drones and weather drones. Weather drones needs a bunch of sensors to detect wind speed, air pressure or barometric pressure, their altitude, so they know what the temperature is at different altitudes, temperature, and the many more things that weathermen need to create an accurate forecast. They also would need pictures of, let's say, a possible rain-wrapped tornado, which is when a tornado is invisible due to heavy rain, or above the clouds to see what their formation is, to kind of detect how they're gonna move, the wind speed. They compile all that stuff to make an accurate forecast to keep you safe during a really bad weather event, right? In delivery drones, such as Amazon's new Prime Air, what they have is a GPS to figure out what your address is, and then they drop the package off at your address pretty quickly, in like half an hour, which is really good. They also need to avoid trees, houses, buildings, and kids shooting at them with Nerf guns. So they have to fly that safe at 400-foot altitude, like I told you yesterday. Now, we're gonna talk about military drones, which are probably the hardest to explain. Military, because they're all secret, but I'll do my best to explain to you. What military drones have is a camera, not one camera, but multiple cameras. They also should have the function to actually lock into their target, and then when it is locked, the bombs are dropped. The engine, which is really silent, helps the drone to swoop in low and record conversations, and in some cases actually talk to the people to kind of tell them off for not doing it, if that's needed, but probably that's not gonna happen. They all need all that. They need to be able to talk effortlessly thousands of miles apart from each other, from the control center in the Pentagon maybe, to wherever the drone is, down south, north, east, west, anywhere. It should have the ability to do that. It should also have the ability to be able to turn quickly, and maybe even have an autopilot for it to go by itself, so they don't actually need to fly, they just need to monitor the vitals. Search and rescue drones have robot arms, which are controlled individually by people in a truck, Red Cross or safety or Coast Guard truck, and they should have a speaker and microphone to be able to talk and listen to survivors when they find them. They should also have a very, very accurate location sensor, in case if there's a big pile of wood, they know exactly like where to find them, and in case if they somehow end up like a house over or 2 houses over, and then the survivor unfortunately could get killed during that vital time. Now let's talk about the limitations of drones. The average drone has a limitation of a wind speed of 35 miles per hour. Those are for expert flyers though. The average flyer should fly no more than 20 miles per hour, and a beginner less than 10 miles per hour wind. Doing above your limit could send the drone careening out of control and basically crash into something, might get you sued for damaging property. You don't want that. Another limitation of drone is the weather it can fly in, obviously. As I stated in the do's and don'ts, go check that video out if you haven't yet. Drones can fly in rain or thunderstorms for obvious reasons. For commercial drones, a limitation is the battery. The battery tends to run out quickly, and because the propellers require so much energy to produce lift and to keep it in the air. And the batteries are also small because the drone itself is small, so it can keep less energy. However, as technology advances, those batteries are going to get better. Same thing applies for all those bigger drones that don't run on engines. Sometimes, especially those search and rescue drones, which need to be smaller to be able to fit through the debris, they don't have a good battery and might need to recharge after a certain time, like a Tesla, which doesn't go for long. So those are the limitations of drones. And now you've listened to my entire 3-part video of drones. Thank you. And make sure you subscribe to Code Ninjas Manchester, hit the notification bell, and like it. Thank you.